Alright, this is Geordie Prepper and day 9 of Check Your Preps, and I'm checking my preps room by room now. So we're in the living room. Typically if you're going to be in the living room, it's a place where you're generally relaxed and you're being entertained by something, whether it's music, TV, or you're just with others doing a board game or socialising. First thing though, the only thing I really consider to prep for in the living room is if the power goes out, because normally if it does, you're going to be in the living room, just one room typically when the power goes out, sitting together. So first thing you're going to want to need is some light, and typically what most people will have is candles. These are beeswax candles, so you're going to have a candle, you're going to want to have a backup to the candle, and you're going to want to have a means to lighten it, which I've got some matches here, and probably you're going to need like a backup, so get yourself like a lighter. So whichever method you choose to light the candle with, whether it's a lighter or matches, just make sure they're there to hand somewhere where you can easily get to it. And I would say that most people have candles, but obviously if you have candles, then that does introduce a fire risk, because it is an open flame. So get yourself some protection against if something goes wrong with it. So make sure you have a fire extinguisher to hand if you do use candles. What I'd recommend though, and what I have for if the power goes out, is just a good freestanding torch. So this is an Olight R50. Just get yourself a good torch that can tail stand, and you might want to get like some little torches which you can put on moonlight mode and just dot around the property. So this is Through Night Ti3. It's not dedicated to the living room, but I do intend to get a torch just dedicated for giving light, because it's a lot safer than a candle. These days they typically last a lot longer than what a candle can anyways. On low level the R50 can light up even quite a large room, such as in my living room here, with high ceilings. Just bounce it off the ceiling. On low level that can last 2 days continuously, probably a week on and off, if you're just lighting it up when it's dark. Ti3 on moonlight with a single AAA can last, in my tests, a week, probably 5 days optimum. And you could just dot these around the property just to give some low level light, because the thing you want to consider as well is light discipline. If you're going to light candles or any sort of heaters, make sure you got a carbon monoxide detector. So I just check that it works every week. Good idea to just have some tissues in a living room. People do sneeze. If there's any sort of like problems with illnesses, in your area, because these things do fluctuate. Sometimes there's bugs going around. And if you have like multiple people in the living room, just make sure you have something which can make it a bit more pleasant on the nostrils. So I've got some incense here, or just burn a candle every now and then that is like fragranced. So these are just citronella candles. Entertainment, just some books. Have some books in your living room, and you probably want to have some games as well. And just make sure all the pieces are there. Different types of books, different genres. If you have children, have some children's books, and activities for them to do, pens, crayons, things like that. That's it really. It's just what I check in my living room. That's all I'm checking. I just check it, and just everything's in place where I can reach it. Be safe, be prepared, and check your preps, guys.